I really want to talk about this aspect of taking action because it's so often overlooked when we're talking about manifesting. And I've already talked previously about taking forced action versus inspired action, but a lot of you are still not getting it. Like you're still confused as when do I take action? Is this inspired action? Is this forced action? Is this efforting? So I'm going to answer this and clarify this, okay? First of all, inspired action, I've explained this before. Essentially, you oftentimes don't even realize it's inspired action until after the fact. It's an intuitive call, an urge to do something that perhaps is out of the ordinary. And later on, after the fact, you see how it all links together to get you to your manifestation. Sometimes you don't even link the dots afterwards, right? But it is part of the unfolding process. And you don't have to worry too much about whether it's inspired action because you're naturally going to do it because it makes sense to do. You just have to live in the flow and trust in yourself and just follow your own intuitive guidance and go forward with that. Forced action is when you are efforting and trying to figure out the steps to do based on your logical 3D brain to get to your manifestation and putting all the hard work and effort into it. Now, if it gets some results, of course it can, but usually it's because of the belief in your hard work and effort that gets you the results. It's not necessarily the hard work and effort itself that gets you the manifestation, okay? And here is the part that's so often overlooked. It's if you were just sitting on your couch, imagining all day, right? Is that enough? Well, let me ask you this. Let's say you were manifesting operating a profitable business. Let's say that's your manifestation. Are you going to be sitting on the couch when you're operating your profitable business in your end state? Probably not. You're probably still going to have to take some physical action in the 3D. You probably have to call people. You still have to email. You still have to organize your schedules. You still have to deal with your team. You still have to take physical action in the 3D when you are already operating your profitable business. So I want you to take action building your business. Maybe in the 3D you don't have a team yet, but you can be building towards that by in the mindset of someone who is already operating that profitable business. This is not forced action, by the way. This is action that feels better after you've done it than if you were not to do it. So yes, there is something about being lazy. Like, I don't feel like doing that. It doesn't feel good to me, so I'm not going to take that action. Well, does that mean that that is forced action if you take it? Not necessarily. Think about the action in this way, okay? If I get this thing done, if I take this physical action done, am I going to feel better about having it finished or worse? That's the key that you have to think about. Because if you feel better after having it done, then go ahead and do it. Right? You would still be taking physical action in the 3D after you've manifested that thing anyways. So approach that action from that point of view. It does not mean sitting on your couch and eating potato chips all day, every day, if you are manifesting a dream body, a healthy body. For example, I'm just giving another example here. Right? You would be taking care of yourself. You would be nourishing yourself. You'd be looking up, healthy foods to eat. One example of that. Maybe you would join a sport, right? Maybe you would look into some sort of form of exercise that makes you feel good and feel physically active, because that's what you would be doing if you already had that dream healthy body anyways. It doesn't mean that it's forced. And you're going to feel better after having done that activity. That's the key point that everyone forgets to talk about oftentimes. So I really want to highlight that. So first of all, don't worry too much about whether it's inspired action or not inspired action, because if you're in the end state, you're just going to get called to do things that are naturally going to be inspired, and you follow through with that. And second of all, if it's an action that you could be taking, will you feel better after you've done that action or not? And if you feel better after having done it, then go ahead and do it. Simply for the sake of not even manifesting, but simply for the sake of like enjoying your feeling after you've done that physical action in the 3D. Otherwise, you're probably just lazy. And, you don't want to be that, right? Okay, happy manifesting, everyone.